know it's not an easy business. I watched in Nashville about 2 weeks ago a metal processing, reclaiming of old cars and smashing them to bits. My grandson, who's 2 years old, found it fascinating to watch the grapple crane throw cars across the into space. But what struck me about it was in Nashville, there must have been, at this particular point, there must have been 40 pickups lined up, loaded with metal in the back at a weighing station to sell it to this particular facility. It was several, probably a 100-acre facility right in the heart of Nashville. But I was struck there about the fact is, look at the source, look at the availability, and it happens every day and it's full all the time. But with that kind of volume, and the freight cars being there and the railroad being there, the whole infrastructure there, and it's been there for 100 years. But the reality here is how much more sensible that is, in the sense of having everything that makes the processing of old cars and so forth work, whereas we don't have that advantage. We don't have a facility that, or don't have the volume, and the scattered nature of Mendocino County means we have to have a custom fit boutique operation here and a different one here and a different one here, and it makes your job even more difficult. So I appreciate your efforts to pull these things together.
Thank you.
More than ever.
Supervisor Delbar first, sorry.
Well, just to tag on to that, Supervisor Colfax, because you're on the North Coast Rail Authority Board, both of our materials recovery facilities are actually sited right along the railhead or within close proximity. So you talk about products you may haul in the future, you know, both Solid Waste of Willits and the company here north of town are actually positioned to where they could, if it was allowable to the county, to take recyclables and products in from either other counties and process them and then ship them out on the railroad. So it's when you look at your list of products that the railroad could haul in the future, maybe our recyclables is one. It might have a better future potential than timber products.
Right.
Supervisor Delbar.
Well, thank you. Mr. Ward, I just want to a degree, chime in. It's always been heartwarming to me to see your desire to find the best way to deliver those services and do it in the most cost-effective manner to keep the rates as low as they can possibly be. And the comment you made earlier about, well, we just pass it on, we can just pass it on, we can just pass it on, and your unwillingness to do that shows me, once again, that you have the best interest of the ratepayers of this county at heart. And I commend you for that.
Thank you.
You're one of the last small guys, so to speak, and local guys that really take on a business like this, which is dominated by multinational corporations, and show that it can work. And I know I've done this before, but I'll do it again. You are to be commended for that.
Thank you.
You are truly one of those outstanding Mendocino County grown businesses. My concern is that this proposal doesn't get acted on or reviewed fast enough. And I know that's not your problem, it's ours. And I want to make sure that this analysis is done post haste. Every day that it's not done and a decision is not made is a day that we lose more money, and it costs our ratepayers more. So the question for the CEO is, who will be doing the analysis of this proposal?
Jennifer Wyatt, our budget officer, will be doing the cost-benefit portion of the proposal, as well as we'll be working with the Department of Transportation and Solid Waste of Willits. But it is typical of the way we do business is that the executive office does the cost-benefit analysis, working with the departments, and the recommendation would come from the executive office.
Because I'll be frank with you, I lack confidence in our solid waste department to do the analysis of this proposal. And I'm hoping that that is not relied upon for the bulk of that analysis, that it's your office that does the work. So it's a very objective and honest analysis.
Thank you. That is our intent, and we also need to include our HR director, who unfortunately is going to be leaving soon, and we do need to get some input from her on any possible issues relating to our employees. So it's our intent to convene that meeting the first week of January.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so what's the action of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the recommended action, but,
Oh,
okay.
there I go again, stepping out of line. I'll now ask for public comment on this item and take my whacks as they come. So, first speaker is Mr. Parker. Is that to this issue, Mr. Parker? Yes. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I'm Bob Parker, and I am a county employee. However, today I appear as a private citizen. I'm on vacation leave, so it's no cost to the county other than my usual vacation account. And I'm representing Rediscover Freedom. And I had several concerns and questions when I looked over the agenda item, and I still have some. I still have them. For instance, why was it not a timed item? This is a very critical, a very controversial item, so those people most affected should have the opportunity to come and talk to it without taking, say, a day or half a day of vacation leave. The other thing is that prior to a recent arrival of Mr. DeShiel and Mr. Scott Miller, I shared the same concerns that you did. Here we have an ongoing discussion on critical solid waste matters, and the two main proponents for solid waste in the county weren't even invited, all right? So that's a major concern. The next is, where's the open and transparent discussion on county operations that we're supposed to be proposing? This item was couched in terms of just one particular location, the South Coast. The proposal talks about several different locations, and we just described that. The proposal is rather general. It talks about all the attributes of one company, but so what? So where's the specifics that Supervisor Smith was talking about? This is a very, I'd say, light proposal. It's not the basis for an agreement whatsoever. The other thing was that we've heard several assumptions this morning. They were statements, opinions. They weren't fact. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. Show me the figures. And we have to include everything. We can include the cost of employee retirements, et cetera. We have to also include the other aspects of profit that a private company is going to entail. All right, so there needs to be a rigorous cost benefits analysis. And I don't share your opinion, Mr. Supervisor Delbar. I do trust solid waste, and they are very honest and upright. They're going to do the best they can, and I trust their figures maybe more than some by a private contractor who's looking for a, what, 20-year monopoly? Could be. The other thing is, okay, we only got one response, one proposal according to the agenda summary. Was there a request for proposal that went out? I didn't see one. So if you don't ask for any, you're not going to get any. Just to tie it up, there needs, again, to be a very rigorous analysis of this proposal. I would say, first of all, go out with request for proposals. If this particular company is so adept, then he should have no problems with fighting off open competition. And finally, I object to the fact that the county council has made an opinion that we don't need to go competitive bidding or competitive negotiations, but yet she will not share that opinion with the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Mr. Graff.